Hello everyone, I'm Arushi and I'm presenting my student project on visualizing dance, particularly for the Indian classical dance form of Kathak. Kathak is popular in northern India. It traces its history back to the Natya Shastra, a Sanskrit text in the Indian performing arts dating back to the 300 BC. It is traditionally a solo dance performance which is known for its graceful arm movements with rhythmic footwork. It is accompanied by traditional instruments, vocals, and often verbal notations called bols. The dancers wear belts around their ankles called ghungroos, which also act as a percussion instrument. My goal in this project was to explore non traditional approaches to capture and visualize the physical movements in the Indian classical dance of Kathak. In particular, my focus is on the arm and foot movement. The need for exploring alternative visualization and preservation techniques are particularly important in classical dance in general and Kathak in particular because the dance depends on oral and in person teaching. And it does not have any formal methods of preservation beyond shorthand notations and video recording. To demonstrate this, I used an example choreography from Guru Pali Chandra. This particular choreography is called Paranjuri Amad and is made of two distinct parts called the Paran and the Amad. On the right side, you can see the verbal notations or the bols of this choreography, divided into 8 parts. In my first experiment, I captured this choreography using paint on paper as a physical trace. For the setup, I used two cameras, one to capture a wide frame and another that focuses on the movement on my feet. I used two colored palettes to indicate my left and right foot. And this is the resulting physical trace from this choreography. The pink color represents my left foot and the blue my right foot. When broken down into parts, this is what the visual trace looks like. And some more examples of the same. And here are all the 8 subparts of the choreography. In my second experiment, I used long exposure photography to capture the same dance movements. The light source used in this experiment are LED bands, which are colored. I attached them to my wrists and ankles to capture the movement of the choreography in a dark room. I also recorded the sounds, which allowed me to capture the sounds of the verbal notations, my bells on my feet, and my foot tapping. And this is the resulting light painting for the whole 40-second choreography. I have used yellow lights for my left wrist and ankle and green for my right wrist and ankle. It is important to note that this experiment captures the movement from the front view as compared to the top view in the previous experiment of physical tracing. Similarly, this is a light trace for the first section of the choreography and the second, and these are all the 8 subparts of the choreography. My third and final experiment uses motion sensors to capture the minute movements of the wrists and ankles. The motion sensors capture the intensity of the movement along the XYZ plane. I used 4 accelerometers which were worn using bands on my ankles and wrists. And this is a raw plot of the movement intensity of the whole choreography, along with the bowls and the different parts. I used the triaxial data to create 3D visualizations of this movement. Here you can see the data from one of my wrists in green and ankle in red. These 3 experiments resulted in visualizing different properties of the dance movement and the choreography. I compared these extensively as part of my work. For example, here you can observe different ways in which speed, force, and acceleration can be visualized. Similarly, you can visualize symmetrical movements across different planes of observation. To conclude, through this work, I visualized some of the core properties of dance in general and Kathak in specific, the graceful arm movements and rhythmic footwork. I discuss how information designers can use medium as a lens to view complex phenomena and visualize its different components. In the interest of time, I have skipped a lot of details. Feel free to reach out to my portfolio to learn more about this project. Thank you and have a great day.